Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel. I am coming to you guys today with a DIY on how to make these really cute bow necklaces. And I'm using clay. So if you would like to see how I made these beautiful bow necklaces, please stay tuned. Here are the objects that you will need to do this DIY. You're going to need some wire cutters, round nose pliers, 2 long pieces of chain, one not as long chain, but a piece of chain, a lobster claw clasp, 2 jump rings, and this is my little tool right here that I use when I'm whenever I need to put things on or put holes in clay. And you're also going to need some, sorry y'all, my camera is acting crazy today. You're going to need some Sculpey clay. This is oven baked clay. And what I do with this is I bake it on 275 degrees and I leave it in for 15 minutes. Okay? Now the very first thing that we do, that you have to do with your clay, and you also, I'm sorry y'all, you also have to get yourself some type of stencil. This is like a cookie cutter stencil. But I got this from, I'm going to tell y'all another secret. I got this from Walmart. I think I paid 98 cents for this at Walmart. And so we're going to take this and we're just going to go ahead and make our shape. And before we actually make our shape, you have to, they say you have to, you got to play with your dough a little bit. You got to play with it a little bit. Play with it a little bit. Sorry, y'all. This is just showing y'all. Y'all just cut it out. And so once you cut out your shape, you cut it out. I take the excess clay that I have, and I put it in a plastic bag. And what the plastic bag will do is it'll keep it from getting hard. So you can reuse it whenever you want. So the next thing we're going to do is just take our clay out of our stencil. And this is exactly what you should have. You have your little bowl right there. Now what I am going to do next is I want to really make it really cute. So I'm going to take and pour just a little bit of these seed beads. These are seed beads. And I'm just going to pour them in a certain areas of my bow. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I just want to take my fingers and push them in slightly into my clay. So when I bake it, I don't know what that is. So that when I bake it, it will bake into the clay. And I just smash them in as firmly as I can. Okay, and this is what you'll have, guys. Your bow is coming along. And then what I usually do, once I take it off of this paper, I put it on some aluminum foil and I pop it in the oven on 275 degrees for 15 minutes. And right before we pop it in the oven, you gotta poke holes in it. So you wanna poke holes up at the top. You don't want to get too close, but you just want to poke a hole at the top. And I want you guys to see, I hope you guys can see that, where I poked that hole right there. And then I'm going to do it over here on this side as well. It's a perfect hole. Went straight through. And now we're going to put it in the oven on 275 degrees for 15 minutes. Okay, everybody, I am back. So once you put your clay in the oven for 15 minutes, you have to let it really get cool. So I have the first one, the yellow one that I was working on, that's in the oven. So this is a blue one that I had already started. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to go ahead and make my bow. And of course you're going to need some ribbon, and I'm sorry y'all. Oh boy, I will get this together sooner or later. So you're going to need some ribbon. And if you look at my ribbon, my bow, I'm sorry, you can see that the little seed beads I put in there, they're not coming out. They're in there permanently. So we're going to go ahead and make our bow and attach our bow to our other part of the bow. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bow. And when you're making a bow, sometimes you have to keep playing with it, because you want it to be, you want it to be perfect, pretty much. So you just keep playing with it and playing with it until you get it the way you want. And this is what I want right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the end off. And I'm going to burn it with my lighter to seal it. So I'm going to take my lighter and just do that a couple times. Gotta keep it from fraying. And that's my little bow that is going to go over my clay. And this is what you'll have. Now, you can do this with with anything. If you can really bling this out, y'all. So I'm going to take my E6000. I'm going to take my E6000, guys, and I'm just going to put a nice little smidge on here. And then I'm going to put it, try to center it is the best way, as much as possible. And then of course you need to let this set for a while so that it can dry. And this is what you should have. Now once your clay has dried and you put your bow on, and this is drying now as I'm working on it, you can put a gloss of paint on this if you prefer. If you don't, you don't have to. I just like the look of it the way that it is. I don't really want to put any gloss on it, but you can put gloss on it if you like. Now the next thing you have to do is get yourself some nice size jump rings. Now you can make your own jump rings. So what I'm going to do with this is I am going to take my bow and I'm just going to open this up and slide it down inside that hole like that, and this is what you should have. And I'm going to do it on both sides, and then I'm going to take and add my chain. And I'm going to add my chain. And this is what you should have. And this is going to make a really cute necklace. Something really different, something very unique. Now the very last thing we need to do is add our other jump rings to the ends of each piece of chain. And then we're going to add the lobster claw clasp. I don't know where my other pliers are, y'all, so I'm gonna have to use my hands. And don't forget, guys, to add, like I tell you guys all the time, add some extra chain to it. Okay? And this is what you should have. This is really, really cute. Please stick around to see pictures on Rebecca. I want to thank everybody for tuning into my channel today. I want to thank all my new and old subscribers. This Friday, I will be doing the giveaway. So stay tuned for that video. I am going to be giving away 3 items to 3 special people. So I thank y'all for tuning in today. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace and blessings. Bye, y'all.